I remember watching one of the videos of Ranbir Alabadia on YouTube, where, and it's a funny thing to be honest, where he was teaching how to impress girls. Okay, so that was the topic of the video. I'm telling you, I swear that that was the topic of the video. So that was the topic that how to be presentable in front of girls. And then this was the first video I watched of him, and the very next video popped up in front of me that how to improve your communication skill. Right. So he was giving all the tips and tricks and ideas in English, and somehow that fascinated me a lot. And I was in, I think ninth or maybe 10th standard. I was in. There are three things. Okay, I'll count on. The first, why do you forget words? How can you retain them? And what is the exact process to retain them? You must have come across a lot of people saying my memory is really weak.
Mm.
They keep saying it. They keep repeating it. अरे यार मेरे को नहीं रहती हैं चीजें यार. I'm not good at recalling things. I'm not good at remembering things. First reason, first psychological reason that you are giving the information to your brain every single day.
I have a pressure in my mind. So how can I reduce the pressure of finding the right word?
Every single day we talk to a new person.
New
Right.
person, and we try to
Obviously,
know each other only.
right. You just try to know each other. What you can do, you can just try to get or filter out people who are very serious to learn the language, right?
Mm.
In a small group. And
How are you, Gayatri? Welcome to the session.
thank you so much, Priyanka. How are you doing? I'm good. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm also doing well. Thank you so much for asking. So I have been waiting for you. So tell me, how was your life and how was your morning?
Okay, so life, I think life has been treating me so well these days. It has been kind to me, so I'm grateful for it. And if I talk about my morning, so my morning has been quite tight because I have been taking sessions since, I mean, 9:30 or sorry, 9 a.m. in morning. So 9 a.m. to up till now, back to back, some few sessions, my personal one-on-one group classes, and then some videos that I have promised to some people that I will be recording and I will be there on their channels. So that's
Mhm.
this is about
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can understand totally because I'm also taking sessions. So I teach some beginners, so I can resonate with it because we have a lot of works to do before joining the session as well. Okay. So since we are meeting first time, so first I would love to know about you. Then we will go deep into the session.
Sure. So, Priyanka, my name is, as you know, my name is Gayatri Sharma. I'm from west part of UP. I have been a trainer for 3.5 years, and throughout my journey, I have helped more than 5,000 plus people from across the country, around the globe. I'd say, from different walks of life, from different age groups. I have helped them. And if I talk about my qualification, that I've done my graduation and masters in English literature. So that's about me. Yeah. What about you?
Yes, great. And yes, if I talk about me, so my name is Priyanka. I belong to Uttarakhand, but now I live in Gurugram, Haryana. I have done masters in finance and marketing, recently qualified UGC NET exam, and now I'm preparing for JRF. As well as I am looking for a job as an assistant professor. Simultaneously, I run a YouTube channel where I'm uploading conversation videos, sometimes some solo videos. I love this language. That is why I have started my channel and I started talking with people. So that is about me. And if I talk about my hobbies, so I love reading books, talking to people in this language, spending time with nature. Yeah, this is more or less about me. Thank you so much for listening to me.
Most welcome. So, what do we have to discuss today?
First of all, as I watched some of your videos, so I know you are from Hindi medium. So first of all, please tell me about your journey. How did you learn this language, and why did you learn? Like, what was the inspirational thing when you started learning this language? What motivated you to learn this language?
So, what inspired me? I remember watching one of the videos of Ranbir Alabadia on YouTube, where, and it's a funny thing to be honest, where he was teaching how to impress girls. Okay. So that was the topic of the video. I'm telling you, I swear that that was the topic of the video. So that was the topic that how to be presentable in front of girls. And then this was the first video I watched of him, and the very next video popped up in front of me that how to improve your communication skill. Right. So he was giving all the tips and tricks and ideas in English, and somehow that fascinated me a lot. And I was in, I think ninth or maybe 10th standard. I was in. So and before that, I used to consume a lot of content in Hindi only, like Sandeep Maheshwari and some of the motivational speakers. It happens, but later on, I switched everything in English because I loved. Oh my God! Like I felt like that these people are so good when they talk in English, right? So English had been or has been my favorite subject, but as a language, I started consuming the language, right? But again, I used to love consuming the content. I never got an exposure to talk, and I was never exposed to the language to speak it. So what happened when 2020 lockdown happened, and then everyone was caged at their home, so was I, and I decided that I must work on the language, and it was for fun. I was not serious about it. I didn't have any ideas that what will I get after it, nothing at all. I just started it in fun, and it was like that. I had a lot of time. I was a graduation student. I didn't have any special thing to do in my life. I worked on language, and somehow while learning the language, I came across a lot of people struggling with the language and understanding the value and the importance of language. So during my journey, I learned, like, before this there was nothing on my brain. There was nothing serious that okay, after this I'll get a job promotion or I'll get into a good college or something like that. Nothing at all. I started in fun, but I ended up learning the language very sincerely and with very honest, like, process. So I worked, and then when I got an opportunity to be a trainer, first I was not ready for it, but somehow I mustered the courage. I went there for a training, and then I started my career in the same language.
Yeah, so that is lovely to hear you, and your story also inspiring. So, as I observe, like there are so many people who changed after lockdown. Some are in positive way, and some are in negative way. And there are so many people like Ashu Official. He has started his channel after lockdown. There's so many people. There's so many examples. They started working upon their skill, and you are also one of them. And you started teaching as well. That is also a very big thing. You learned by yourself, then you started teaching. So great. So I have some questions I usually get in my comment, and one person I would like to name him here, Manoj Ranjan. He was asking about why do I forget words while speaking in English, even though I understand it well. So why it happens and how he can overcome it.
Um, there are three things. Okay, I'll count on. The first, why do you forget words? How can you retain them? And what is the exact process to retain them? The very first thing, Priyanka, we are living in a world where the knowledge and information is a lot. I
Hmm.
mean, there is a lot of information on social media. So suppose I learn a word in morning, and I go and watch 20, 30 reels on YouTube, or maybe shorts on YouTube, or maybe then I watch a video like learn these 1000 vocabulary, 2000 vocabulary, and then the word which I learned in morning, I'm not focusing on it. I'm not practicing it. Obviously, I will forget because my brain doesn't have that much capacity to take everything, whatever I go and I feed it. The brain takes the thing which you recall, which you repeat, the brain gets programmed with it. Okay, so if you know that I know the word, I know the meaning, but I'm not able to use the word because you have not used it enough to use again. Once you use the words enough time and it gets like part of your memory, it automatically comes, so you will not forget it, right? The second, how can you recall the words? And first of all, learn the words which are generally used, not like bookish words or maybe some words which are not even used, right? So learn or pick the vocabulary which is being used all the time. People are talking in those words. They will help you to connect. They will help you to remember. If I learn a word today, trying times, and the meaning of trying times is hardships, hard challenges. So I will repeat it multiple times, and this is the very common word that a lot of English speakers are using these days. So that will be there in front of me again and again. But if I bring an idiom from my book which nobody uses in front of me, what will I do to that idiom? That will go in vain, right? Even if I know the meaning, even if I know how to use it, but nobody is using around me, so there is no reinforcement of the word. So this is the second reason of forgetting. The third, how you can do that, again, repeat it as many times as you can. Do not run behind the quantity that I will learn 20 words a day, learn only 2 words a day. but learn them in a way that you should be getting bored with the word. You must say ki bhai abhi I am done with the word, and once you are done with it, it will be there on your brain, it will be fixed on your brain. Yeah.
Yes, yes, you explained it really well, and yeah, that I think that learner who has mentioned this thing, so maybe he can learn from you and he can start working upon it. So my next question is, what are the psychological factors that contribute to forgetting words during a conversation? What are the psychological factors?
Okay, okay.
What?
um you must have come across a lot of people saying my memory is really weak.
Mm,
They keep saying it, they keep repeating it. अरे यार मेरे को नहीं रहती हैं चीजें यार. I'm not
mm,
good at recalling things. I'm not good at remembering things. First reason, first psychological reason, that you are giving the information to your brain every single day. Ma'am,
mm,
I'm not able to recall. I'm not able to recall. I forget. I forget. I forget. These are your statements, and they are programming your brain, and your brain is working in the same way.
mm,
Psychological reason, the very first. Second, excessive or unnecessary information which you feed to your brain. Your brain is not able to take it. Again, I'll come back to the first point which I have mentioned, that work on quality, not quantity. So
quantity, quality.
psychological reason is that you are the one who's like, for example, I am the person, and if I'm the one who has to deal in my vernacular language for almost 23 hours of my day. I
Mm,
talk in Hindi, I listen to things in Hindi, I behave like everything is Hindi. But then I come here 1 hour and I talk in English. That is
mm,
also the biggest psychological reason of yours, when you forget things, when you are not able to cope up with the language. You have to immerse yourself in the language, right?
mm.
You have to live the language. English language is not just a task or not just a course for 3 months, 6 months, 8 months, 1 month. No, it should be the way of your living. It should be the way you have been living in your mother tongue since your childhood. It could be Malayali, Gujarati, Kannada, any language in the world. You have been
Yeah.
living in the world emotionally, physically, mentally, in all the way possible. You are living in your language. You have to live in English, and that's how you again rewire your brain, and your psychologically, your psychology starts favoring you to learn the language.
Mm. Yeah, and I have seen there's so many people who always say English is very hard, English is not my cup of tea. So I think they are also feeding in their mind that language is very hard. So I think they will not be able to learn this language. Even they already set in their mind, no, this is not my cup of tea. So how they can learn? We have to feed in our mind. Yes, it is easy and it is just a language. We have to learn every day, like we have to take one step, small steps, and after some day we feel comfortable in this language, then we can do some extra things also. Okay, so my next question is, how does anxiety or nervousness affect our ability to recall words?
Yeah, again, there are a lot of psychological reasons come in picture. You first of all find the reason, why do you get nervous? What are the reasons of you getting nervous? The reason could be that I don't have enough knowledge on the topic, right? The
Mm,
person who I'm talking to is very new to me. The situation I'm exposed to right now is again very strange to me, very new to me, right?
mm,
If you are an English student, and if I start talking to you about maths, so there could be
mm,
two things. Either you would directly escape and pass the question that I'm not a maths student, and the second,
mm,
you would try to just to retain or just to save your image or your respect or something like that. You will try to beat around the bush, and then you get nervous and you mess up everything, right?
mm,
So first understand the reason behind your nervousness and anxiety, and
mm,
first you understand the reason that okay, I have stage fear,
mm,
right? I will put myself in situations where I will start speaking in front of 1, 2, 3, 10, 100, 200, 10,000. So that is
mm,
my baby step to work on my stage fear or my anxiety. If I'm the one who get anxious when I go on stage, so what I can do, I'll go with baby steps. I'll go with one people, two, three, one person, two, three,
mm,
four, 10, like this, right? So it's very important to identify your patterns, your reasons of anxiety, and then once you work on them, I don't think so you'll get nervous, you'll get anxious. And yes, they do impact the way you talk. If right now I am nervous, then it will affect the way I'm delivering my answers. It will
Right.
affect my body language. It will affect my facial expression, everything. Right? So I think solving that back problem is the only way to work on it, and then later it will not affect and impact your way of talking and ability to speak.
Yes, yes, yes. You are true. And as I observe, people have fear of judgment. They have always a fear in their mind, like if I am going to make any mistake, if other person will judge me. So these type of questions they always have in their mind, and that is why they become little nervous, or they become anxious about how they are speaking, how they are behaving. And again, that is the main problem. They are not able to speak very confidently. Even they know English,
Yeah.
but they forget because of nervousness or because of
Yeah,
anxiety.
true, true, true. I would like to add something here when you say that the fear of judgment. Everyone has the fear of judgment in all the domain possible, not only English language, right? But then we have to make ourselves understand one thing, that this is not our mother tongue. This is something we are trying to learn, and we should be proud of it. We should not be ashamed of it कि यार मेरी तो English खराब है. नहीं, I am learning. This is not my mother tongue. I am putting effort, so I must be proud of it that I am putting extra effort to learn another language. And when you learn a language, consider yourself as a child. Consider you as a child. When a child learns a language, any language in the world, he fumbles, right? Child stumble, and like a lot of problems are there, or maybe he's not clear at first 5 years of his journey or life. He's not clear enough to be understood. But then we
Hmm.
say, oh my god, how sweet is he, how is he speaking, something like that, right? So you have to pamper yourself first, that
Yeah.
it's okay. It's okay, I'm a baby, I'm learning another language.
Hmm. Correct, correct. Yes, you are saying right. Yeah. And are there any strategies to reduce the pressure of finding the right word while speaking English? Are there any strategy?
The
Suppose I
only strategy. Go ahead.
Yeah, suppose I forget word while speaking and I have to speak. I have a pressure in my mind. So how can I reduce the pressure of finding the right word?
Again, the pressure of finding the right words can be reduced or can be worked upon when you have the right knowledge on the subject.
Hmm.
Don't run or don't go for the right words for the situation. If I have to order food at a restaurant or at hotel, right? Or if I have to ask or inquire about the room booking or everything like that, where I want to book a room or I want to stay, right? Now I cannot use the words which I have already learned, and the words they are from technology or something like that. What do I have to do? I have to learn contextual words from
Hmm.
different situations. So what people can do is like they can prepare a list of situations, real life situations, and they can
Hmm.
learn words contextually. So that later on, when they will get in the real situation, they will be able to recall the right word for that specific situation. So, like if I have to visit a doctor and if I have to visit a restaurant, both the words and vocabulary and situations will be different. So what I have to do, I have to learn few medical words, and then I have to learn few etiquettes, few phrases to order food, to compliment food, to take the assistance from a waiter or whosoever is there to serve, or the people who are helping us there at a restaurant. That when I want to visit a doctor and I want to discuss about my health problem, that I have stomach or I have headache or my eyes pain or my hand pain, then I must know these phrases as well, right? I must say that doctor, I have been feeling very disturbed for few days, or I have not been feeling good. Like my pain is there, my back pain is there, something. So different sets of vocabulary, different real life scenarios. Practice them multiple times, play role plays, and then you'll be good in the real situation, and you will be able to choose right word in the right situation.
Yes, correct, correct. And one more thing I would like to add here, if suppose we forget word while speaking, so we can reframe the whole sentence again, because there are so many other ways to say one thing in English. Like if we want, suppose we want to say something, but we stuck while speaking, so we can reframe whole sentence again, then we can continue our conversation, our speaking. So this is also correct way, and we have to learn synonyms also. There are so many synonyms available. So sometimes we feel I have to speak more fluent. I have to pretend I am a fluent speaker. So we start using advanced word, but somewhere we stuck. So that time we can speak, or we can use simple words as well. There's so many simple words. So we can use these type of techniques to overcome this problem. Yeah.
100%. I agree.
I want to know from you, does practicing speaking with others help overcome the issue of forgetting words?
To forget words, first you must have words. Right?
Hmm.
Like
Yeah.
people, what are they doing is like they think that if I speak for 4 hours, 5 hours, I'm doing good.
Hmm.
Understand? Just let me just tell you. I have
Yeah.
a bottle of, right? Can you see this? Now,
Yes. Yes.
if this bottle is empty, can I have water from the bottle?
Yeah.
Is empty, and I'm
Hmm.
thirsty. So, if
Yes.
I try to pour the empty bottle, will it give me water?
No.
Because there is no water.
No.
First, I have to fill my brain with
Hmm.
words, right?
With.
Then I can talk to people. A lot of learners, what do they do is that they keep practicing and they say, ma'am, I have been speaking English for 10 years and I have been speaking practicing for 4 hours a day. But when I ask that, what do you practice? Hello, where are you from? What do you
Yeah.
do? Have you taken your dinner? How's
Yeah.
weather? My conversations are very limited, Priyanka, right?
Hmm.
What I have to do is I have to expose myself to different situations. Yeah.
Hmm.
See, understand one thing. If I have never been to a resort, expensive
Hmm.
resort, that
Yeah.
doesn't mean I can never go in future. I might if I make
Hmm.
money. Fine. But इसका मतलब ये तो नहीं है ना कि मैं सीखूंगी नहीं कि रिजॉर्ट में कैसे बात करनी जाके. What I will do,
Hmm.
I'll pick 100 scenarios,
Hmm.
imaginable scenarios as well. That suppose if I had to talk to a prime minister, how would I talk to him? Frame
Hmm.
few questions to ask him, and what who knows, maybe one day you can come across prime minister and you can talk to him. So then you will not be nervous, you will not be recalling because you have already practiced beforehand.
Right.
That's what
Right.
I keep telling to my learners. When you, even if you are practicing with others, don't go for basic things. How are you, where are you from? Fine, it is fine to build a rapport, but then after that, practice role plays, practice real life situations. You be a doctor and make your partner a patient, then you be an engineer and make your partner a person who wants to get his website built. So I think these
Hmm.
are the ways people can overcome. And yes, talking to peers, it does help. It does help a lot.
Yeah. So, do you mention any application which are helpful to connecting people, finding right people? Have you came across any these type of application?
I have been working with few applications, and even currently I'm associated with those applications, but I cannot promote and I cannot take their names. But one thing, and I can suggest that a lot of YouTubers are making their communities on
Right.
WhatsApp, on Telegram, something like that. Join those communities.
Hmm.
Start with some cheaper price like 100 200 rupees, join that community. Later you can upgrade yourself to such applications where you have to pay monthly or like yearly or whatever subscription you want to go for. But start with some cheaper thing where, and I think you can filter out people. See, if you get 2 3 sincere learners for next 3 months, and if you
Hmm.
talk to them, see what happens is like every single day we talk to a new person,
New
right?
person, and we try to
Obviously,
know each other only.
right, you just try to know each other. What you can do, you can just try to get or filter out people who are very serious to learn the language, right,
Hmm.
in a small group, and try to convince them that how the language can leverage and help them both or help you both, and then practice different scenarios. And अगर
Yeah.
आप एक ही चीज करते रह जाओगे तो आप सिर्फ लोगों को जानोगे ही आगे. You will not get anything. So
You
better get
cannot.
into the situations. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
what's your
That is.
take on it?
Yes, yes, I also feel the same. Even like there are so many people who are in groups, they always call each other and then they start talking about their life, their daily routine. But they are not doing any kind of exercise. They are not picking any particular topic, and they don't like to speak on that because it is difficult. Also, we have to learn new vocabulary, new words we have to use. But they are very much comfortable in talking to each other, just knowing each other, and they feel, yeah, I have done my practice and that's enough. And again they have that complaint, I am practicing, I have been practicing since 1 year 2 years, but still I am at the same level. So yeah, it's very common nowadays, it's very common, people are doing the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, true, true, true.
Okay. So, do you love reading books?
I do. I think last year my target was in 2024 was to read 25 books at least in a year, but somehow I couldn't make it. So I made it till 16, and I have read almost 16 books in my 2024. So I do
Okay.
like, but it took me time to develop that habit of reading because I never used to be the person who would love to read a lot of text. I used to be a bit technical person who would love to solve a lot of exercises for English grammar. So I love it
Wow.
now.
Yeah, even I have also I have already made one video related to that. Like I want to read 25 books in 2025. So that is also in my wish list. So I want to do that also. So please name any one book which is your favorite.
Again, the same thing. What I never recommend books. Like, so do I can take the names of the books which I have really read this year. So some books are fictional, some are like fiction
Non-fictional. I would
novels.
love
Yeah,
from non-fiction book.
yeah. So non-fiction, I have gone for Energize Your Brain and Life's Amazing Secrets. These two books are by Gaur Das. Then there is one book called I can see The Wish I Could Tell You. So there is a boy in I think Durjoy Datta. His name is Durjoy Datta, and he has written a lot of amazing books. So I read one of his work. Then one book I went for Ikigai, which I didn't like. Even I have mentioned in one of the videos that I didn't like Ikigai. Then one book I went for You Can Win by Shiv Kheda, Mr. Shiv Kheda. So there are many more books I can say that. But then say again, what I say that when I say that I have read these books, because these books somehow align my interest. They are aligned with my interest. But I do not recommend the books I have read. You should go for that because if your label is not to understand these books, like Gaur Gopal Das and Life Amazing Secrets. So there is an amazing book called Priyanka Chopra ki book hai. Like there is a book called Un Unfinished a Memoir where she has talked about her life journey and everything like that. So I have gone through, but her language is bit here. So if your label is here, so better you go for Sudha Murthy ji, Chacha Champak, Birbal, and many more beautiful, amazing short stories of kids. But if you want to explore these books, you can explore them.
Okay, 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 great. So, do you have any question, or we have to wrap up this now? If you have any, you can ask.
Yeah, I will invite you on my channel soon. So I'll ask you many more questions. And thank you so much, Priyanka, for hosting me. I am so happy. I'm getting opportunities to talk to people, and some YouTubers like you, they are very kind to me. Like they are hosting me and they are letting their audience know the reality because I come from the industry and I know. So
Yeah,
thank you so much. And I hope to see you on my video soon.
yeah, yeah, sure. And thank you so much for connecting to me today. It was talking to you. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye
Most
bye.
welcome. You too. Bye bye.